Welcome to the main event, Business Administration Capstone. What is a capstone? Capstone is defined in the dictionary as putting the final stone in place. The term capstone describes the culminating or finishing touch, just as the capstone was a building's high point. The capstone was placed after the foundation was solid. This course is a culminating experience integrating all the coursework in the Business Administration Associate of Applied Science program. All Business Administration AAS degree-seeking students are required to take this course in their final semester before graduating. You must have completed or be concurrently enrolled in all other required business courses. The capstone is designed to measure how well you can integrate and use the knowledge and skills gained from your business courses. This is your opportunity to practice your skills and bring them to a new level of excellence. Within the first week of the semester, read through the entire case study and the instructions at the end. There are 4 graded sections to this course. Assignments, Part 1, the review, Part 2, analysis and recommendations, Part 3, the oral presentation. Assignments. There will be various assignments during the course to assist you in preparing. Part 1. The capstone should be a glowing testament to the knowledge and skills you've acquired in the business program. Part 1 gives you a chance to review some aspects that are relevant to the case. You will do this by answering questions and submitting them under Part 1. Format: double-spaced, 1-inch margins, 12-point font. Length: 6 to 8 pages, not including cover or reference page. Part 2. Written analysis to company management or a company advisor, covering case study provided by your instructor. In your course, you will find specifics of who Part 2 should be addressed to. Part 2 should not be a question and answer report. It should include detailed information and recommendations. Format. You have 2 choices: APA format, reference page, 1-inch margins, double-spaced with 12-point font. Written report like you would present to management of a company. You will still need to have a reference page. Length: 10 to 15 pages, not including cover or reference page. Part 2 will be submitted through Turnitin, found in your course. Similarity for Part 2 needs to be no more than 20%. After submitting your work, you will take a few minutes to provide a similarity percentage. You have up until the due date to rework Part 2 in order to meet requirements. If you have questions regarding Turnitin, please contact instructor. Note: you are required to have your final rough draft reviewed by a member of the CCC Writing Center staff. They will provide you with feedback on how to strengthen Part 2 submission, but they will not edit it for you. Contact information for the writing centers available in your course. Schedule your appointment early as their schedules fill up. If you do not live near campus, WebEx option is available. If selecting the WebEx option, Part 2 should be completed or almost complete prior to setting up the appointment. Please have the Writing Center email your instructor after your appointment to confirm you've met this requirement, or a member of the writing staff can sign and date your paper. You do not need to have them review and sign your final version. If you have them sign your reviewed draft, please bring that to campus when you present your oral presentation. Hints for success. Know the case backwards and forwards before you begin the analysis portion. You will begin by analyzing the issues, problems, and potential success you identified at the hypothetical company provided. Then you will create an analysis and recommendations. Provide ideas to show that this investment will be worthwhile and meet the overall goals of the company. Give yourself enough time to write multiple drafts. You don't want to rush through it. By writing and rewriting your report, you may discover items that you missed in previous drafts. You will also be able to better discern possible solutions and ideas. As you start to structure your report, plan how best to divide it into logical sections and give some thought to your headings and subheadings. Headings should be clear and meaningful rather than generic, so that they act as signposts, guiding the reader through the report and showing them where to find specific topics. Part 2 might have the following sections: title page, executive summary, SWOT analysis, management functions, management skills, marketing strategy, leadership styles, economic conditions, global markets, legal and ethical issues, and conclusion. Your objective is to persuade, so your written analysis should be clear and easy to follow. The next step in the analysis requires that you identify and analyze the structure and control systems that the company is using to implement its business strategies. Evaluate organizational change and communication, levels of hierarchy, employee rewards, conflicts, and other issues that are important to the company. The final part of your analysis is recommendations for the company. Every recommendation you make should be based on and supported by the context of your case study analysis. You will provide added value by coming up with a marketing mix that will be best suited for their company. Finally, you will offer future directions based on this information, a kind of blueprint for the future. Note that restating of case facts is not considered part of the analysis. You need only to mention facts that are relevant to and support your analysis or recommendation as you need them. Part 3, the oral presentation. You are presenting to a potential investor played by your instructor. Dress like you are ready for success. Also, you are required to use visual aids in your presentation. Examples include PowerPoint, Prezi, etc. You can use note cards for your presentation. However, you can't stand and read directly from them. Submit your PowerPoint into your course prior to your oral presentation. Prezi may need to be emailed. Your presentation must be dynamic and persuasive. Practice, practice, practice your presentation to ensure you are timely. Why is this important? The potential investor is busy. Be respectful of the time frame they have given you. Using the analogy of a tree, the presentation is the fruit. Your presentation time is 25 to 30 minutes. Plan on spending up to an additional 30 minutes after your presentation in question and answer, and also review of your Part 2 written report. Make your presentation as lively and interesting as you can. In the oral presentation, your instructor will ask you questions as the investor. After a few minutes, instructor will return to instructor role and ask questions for clarification of topics covered. Effective communication is the goal. Use PowerPoint or a similar tool to sell your key message. Use graphs, lists, and diagrams as appropriate in both your report and PowerPoint presentation. Course expectations. 3 times during the semester, faculty must report to the Dean of Students all students who may be in academic trouble. Academic trouble is defined as poor or failing performance or missing deadlines. Students who have been reported as in danger of academic trouble will receive a phone call and a letter from the Dean of Students. They may also be in danger of losing their financial aid. Using sources. Students must agree to complete their coursework with the highest level of academic honesty and agree that the written part is their own original work, unless a source is cited. If students plagiarize or copy material without attribution, they may receive an F for the entire course. Plagiarism is defined in dictionaries as the wrongful appropriation, close imitation, or purloining and publication of another author's language, thoughts, ideas, or expressions, and the representation of them as one's own original work. Just because you do not copy something word for word does not mean you have not plagiarized. Using someone else's ideas and putting them in your own words without attribution is plagiarism. See the student handbook. If there's one fundamental misunderstanding that many student writers have about acknowledging sources, is that doing so lessens the impact of their own writing. In nearly every case, the effect will be the opposite. It's when you most clearly signal your debt to sources that your own thinking becomes more visible. The point of taking college courses is to consult with and learn from those who have a comprehensive knowledge in the area you are studying. Experts are specialists who have done research and studied the topic for years. The purpose of a college education is to learn from them. When your paper is filled with citations, it shows that you have done the work to consult the experts. It also shows that there is support for your recommendations or conclusion. Expert sources lend credibility to your writing. Your own thinking and ideas will be enhanced when you consult the ideas of experts and other writers. There's nothing wrong with Googling a topic. In fact, It's an essential part of research. But when you Google and don't cite the source of your ideas, you have not only plagiarized, you have essentially pretended that you are an expert on the subject. When you do incorporate sources, it can be tempting to use only direct quotations. Many students change a few words in a quotation and think they don't have to attribute the source because it's not the original author's exact words anymore. Nothing can be further from the truth. Unless the original idea was yours, it doesn't matter that you put it into your own words. You must still attribute the idea to the source. If someone at work used your idea without giving you credit, you'd be upset, wouldn't you?